This was the school's record as the #1 most winning program in collegiate rifle history. So you have the #1 school in rifle history. Congratulations. It's an amazing, amazing accomplishment. So college sports are among America's most cherished institutions, a tradition where lessons learned on the playing field shape the character of winners. And you are winners. You wouldn't be here if you weren't. The athletes here today represent the very best of that grit and determination and teamwork. That's why under my administration, we're fighting hard to save college sports. What's happening is crazy. It's crazy. And what we want to do is help athletes, like all of you in this room. And as soon as I took office, I ended a terrible injustice and banned men from competing in women's sports. I don't know if anybody agrees. Does anybody agree with that? That men should be able to play in women's sports? Would you like to raise your hand? Well, so far I have never found anybody, but they say it's an 80-20 issue, but I've never been able to find anybody, so I think it's a 99-1. Maybe it's a little bit more than that, Coach, right? Maybe it's 100-0. I campaigned on that one all the time. I say there will be no men in women's sports, and people would go crazy. But I mean it, but you're politically correct, so. Earlier this month, I signed an executive order to implement a number of key reforms protecting programs like yours, which don't always get the top headlines, but are crucial to strengthening years and years of education and sports and the ability to compete and to win, which we need very much. We now have, thanks to a wonderful decision in the Supreme Court, we're a country that's, again, based on merit. In other words, if you're the best shooter, you're the best shooter. If you're the best golfer, you're the best golfer. And all of these things are very important to stop the pay-for-play schemes that only benefit the largest programs. We will only allow one no-penalty transfer through the transfer portal. I think most of the people here know what that means, where you had some people going to 3-4 different, it's like they became like monopoly players. And to ensure room for the new talent, we're also instituting a 5-year eligibility cap for college players, because students right out of high school should not have to compete against players that are 28 or 29 years old who decide they can make more money staying in college than they can by going into the professional leagues, which is pretty ridiculous. It's a very, very precarious position that the courts have left us in, because we had great college sports, and a judge decided, who was not a person that knew much about sports, actually I think knew nothing about sports, decided that the whole thing was unconstitutional. For over 100 years they developed these programs, a lot of scholarships, a lot of great things happening, and now it's a total and complete mess. But we're going to get it fixed up, and we've got some fantastic people doing it. So we need now Congress to act to clear up the confusion created by the courts and institute permanent reforms to protect college sports at every level, and especially some sports. And frankly, a lot of the emphasis is put on football, but football's now destroying the colleges economically, because they're being paid so much that the colleges are losing so much money. It's not sustainable. So in recent weeks, the White House has convened many of the most respected sports figures and commissioners in the nation. We had all of them here, just about all of the top people, 64 of them, including Nick Saban, one of the greatest coaches ever, Randy Levine, the head of the New York Yankees, Bryson DeChambeau, a rather good golfer. What's he? Pretty good coach. He'd make your team even, right? I don't know. That's a pretty good team. He will make your team. Tim Tebow, wonderful guy. Charlie Ward, Adam Silver. This incredible group developed a strong set of recommendations, and my administration is committed to working with Congress to get them through. I signed an executive order instituting those recommendations, and it's going to clean it up a long way. It's going to take it a long way. 75% of Olympians competing for Team USA played as college athletes. If we don't straighten out this, we're not going to have much of an Olympic team, because you have so many of these sports, especially certain sports where it's like the minor leagues. You could call it the major leagues. You could call it whatever you want, but we train unbelievable athletes to go in and win the gold medal. And without college sports, without your ability to go into college sports and compete and learn really how to play and get better, we're not going to have much of an Olympic team anymore. Many of America's greatest CEOs and entrepreneurs learned discipline, courage, and drive through playing sports in college. And I loved sports. I mean, I was so helped in my life by sports. Saving this tradition is not only a matter of fairness and sportsmanship, it's a matter of national pride and national greatness indeed. All of you have battled your way to the absolute top in sports, and now you have an administration that's fighting just as hard for you as you fight for our country, and you have fought for our country. So I want to congratulate you. You know, you're a group of real champions. I know what it is to win in sports and win in life, but to win in sports is, I always say it's a microcosm of life. The beautiful thing, you know in 2 hours or you know in a season how you are in life. Sometimes you have to go a lot of years before you can figure it out. But I have to say, you are unbelievable champions. I admire and respect all of you, and it's an honor to have you in the White House, and you'll come back. And who knows, someday you might, one of you or two of you or three of you, Susie, what do you think, might come back as me. You don't want that. I don't think you want that. It's not worth it. But it's an honor to have you here, and congratulations. And here we have some beautiful trophies, as you see. And we're going to be giving things out, and we're going to be seeing maybe some of you later. You're going to hang around and enjoy the White House for a little bit. And thank you very much for being here. Appreciate it. Thank you very much, everybody.